Okay, hello. I am Mario Mercier, and today I received from Gurugram, India, Dr. Tanveer Kaur. She's a doctor in psychology and specialist in behavior of persons and humans. So, hello, Tanveer.
Hi, Mario.
Are you in good shape today?
Sorry, am I?
Are you in good shape today?
Yes. Today has been a kind day. So, yeah, it's been a decent day, I would say.
And how is life in Gurugram right now?
So, life in Gurgaon, let me give you a little sneak peek into my life. I'm a 30 at this age. So, yeah, I'm not living a very conventional life, but life's been great. I mean, it's been going good so far.
Yes. Okay, I hope that the image and the sound will be good because right now it's kind of lagging, but we'll start with our first subject. We wanted to talk about what is success because success seems to be more related to appearances, I would say, because most of the time, especially right now in the social media era, people seem to want to demonstrate to others that they have success, but sometimes we can wonder if this is true. So, do you think that success is more in the eyes of the others?
I kind of agree to that and not agree to that as well. From
Hmm.
the face value, it seems like success is something when you get celebrated or when people are applauding you. But in my own personal experience and by looking at clients and a lot of people around me, that I've seen that success is quite intrinsic. There are certain parameters we all have, like it can be losing weight, it can be having certain amount of money, it can be something somehow that gets triggered in the external world in the form of social media, where you feel that xyz has reached there, right? Because
Hmm.
we kind of have a look at a very selective lifestyle of someone, right? And when you
Yeah.
see that, you have a trigger of saying that, I have not been successful yet. So I would say success is ideally intrinsic, but unfortunately, in today's world, we live in a life where it's quite focused on others and validated by others, I would say.
Yes, because we can see and feel that many people feel pressure via that because they feel the pressure of showing others that they have success, they are successful, and they feel that pressure each day. And if they are not satisfied with their life, they think that they are not successful, and they don't really understand what is being successful.
Yeah.
And I think that
I think
this,
the biggest misnomer or the biggest,
oui,
yeah, I just want to add something. The big all one game. If you have achieved something, it's one, and if you have not achieved something, it's zero. Like either you lose or either you win. But that's not quite true because some of us are in the phase of getting success, right? And as humans, we don't break down our success into smaller steps or smaller wins, and that's where all of us are misguided, right? You may feel like, oh, today I have not reached my goal, or like I'm not there yet, and hence I'm a loser, or these are the normal terms I've heard people say. I'm not made it in life, and I'm like not there. But success is a journey, like it doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of us forget to kind of acknowledge the smaller wins or the smaller successes that we should set for ourselves as a society and as individuals.
yes, and also I think that in certain cases, this pressure of having success and showing success to others can separate people from each other because people are more individualist because they want to realize all their goals, their objectives, and they kind of forget that sometimes it would be great to be with someone, to form a team, and have success together.
Yeah, I second that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think right now, uh, individualism is cultivated by social media. People want to show others that they have success, that they went to some place. I think that even some persons invent sometimes situations that are not real to show people that wow, this is extraordinary that she's living or the way he's living, but in fact they don't really know what is success, and they don't listen to what is in their heart, and they only try to show to others.
Yeah, I think a lot of us don't even have that conversation with ourselves that, hey, what is success for me? Because success is so subjective, and I cannot emphasize on that because all of us have different metrics and all of us has different like fulfillment journeys, right? You may be
Yeah.
successful if you're just getting money, or maybe I may be successful in doing something which is creative, right? So how can we
Hmm.
judge all of us like on the same parameters as living a lifestyle, living a lavish lifestyle, or kind of that? I think it's quite centered in the fact that we want validation and we want to get that badge that, hey, you are living a lifestyle that is peaceful, that is peaceful, that is like you cannot. Attain that, it's unattainable.
Yes. uh, I think that we have some problems with the image, but it seems to be okay now.
Yeah.
um, I wanted to also to join to this point of success, the more maybe the meaning of life, in fact, for each person right now, because people seem to measure themselves and compare themselves to others all the time, because they see people on social media, how okay, she's doing that, he's doing that, he's having this project, and me too, I should have maybe this project. So people kind of lost, and they lose the sense of life and the meaning of life, everyday life, in fact. And they, I
Yeah,
think they forget to build the good things that they should build for them.
that's true.
Yeah, I think that people are kind of lost on this way of appearances, and they want to compare themselves, so they don't allow importance to the everyday life and the reality life too.
Right. I think appearances, in general, play a lot of role because, it's easy to judge because you can easily make out what considers like a beautiful person versus a non-beautiful person, or not so attractive person, if I may say so.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of us just want to reach there, because that again is like a validation from the society that you have like some qualities that can be there, right? And I feel it's good to be like well groomed and it's good to like reach your potential,
Hmm.
but a lot of us have really below realistic expectation, I mean above realistic expectation of how we should look, because we have been comparing ourselves to Vogue magazines and these models, and a lot of them who go through so many procedures and who go through so many things. And it's it's not something that we can easily compare, right? Like,
Yes. And me personally, I sometimes I wonder, in all that, what is the place of the people who are poor? Because it seems that in this life of appearances, there is only place for the rich people, and the poor don't really have a place.
I kind of disagree on this fact because, I mean, we're talking about genetics first. Like a lot of
Hmm.
us, even if we come from rich family, doesn't guarantee us to look like great. I've
Yeah.
seen people of all socioeconomic groups look different ways and look there. I'm like go individuality. I kind of respect and appreciate all kind of beauty, but um, the rich has a really advantage here that they can actually groom themselves better, like they can
Hmm.
wear good clothes, they can go there. But I think it's the fact that how much are you willing to work on yourselves, right?
Yeah.
If you can work on yourself, because if you can promise yourself that I would, okay, be a certain weight, and I would take care of myself, that can be irrespective of you, if you have money and if you don't have money, right? If applying expensive creams or going through procedure could guarantee good looks, I mean, we would be living in a really sad world then.
Yes, but do you think that image takes the vast? I would say, in fact, the image seems to be more important than the content.
For me, in my life, I think I've seen content win. I mean, you can kind of flabbergast someone with one image or two image, but if you don't have the substance, if you don't have the content, um, there's only a little bit you can go in life. There's a lot of journey left, and I think only content and substance can get you there.
Yes, because right now, because like we said, appearances take a vast place. It seems that we live in a society of appearances. So maybe sometimes I wonder, maybe that image still catch the attention of people more than the content. For example, if you post something on social media and that your post is excellent and contains a lot of good ideas, people sometimes don't even really look at it. They will look more at your picture and they will be catched by the picture more than by the text, in fact.
But I feel like likes and comments are not the only metrics here, right? If you go to these people and
Yes.
ask them, did you read the content out there? Or did you understand what's written out there? I think that should be the truer metrics, or like the true metrics to kind of define what is working and what's not working. Sadly, we are just stuck in the whole loop of likes and like
Yeah.
sharing and other kind of metrics. But I feel the content out there, it's not easy to judge or gauge that easily at this moment.
And do you think that
And
right
I
now?
think for me, what
Yeah.
metric is impact. If I could impact even one person in someone's life, that is the truer metrics for me.
Yeah. This is the important part, in fact.
Yeah.
Yes. Having some impact, at least on one, even one person in one day, is already a good achievement. If you can have an impact, positive impact on someone in one day, I think this is great.
Yes.
We must not, at least not at the start, try to have an impact on everybody, wish to have an impact on everybody, because this is impossible. And also, the more you are known, the more you will receive mean comments.
Yes.
The more
I
you are
mean,
yeah,
the world out there is also negative. We see it out there, but unfortunately, it's not. And sometimes a very common reaction is bullying and pulling down someone, and that is seen across all social media platforms, like even on LinkedIn, even on Instagram, even on Twitter. Like, you will see people writing mean comments because they just want to participate, and like
mm,
whatever you have inside, you will portray that outside. So
yes, because I saw I saw recently that many pardon me, many cases of bullying brought sad endings recently. I saw that on social media, and I think that many people who are mean in real life, but who are not courageous enough to be mean in real life, go on social media and they are mean with anybody they found on their way. So they can destroy the hopes of people just by mean comments, because some people are more sensitive than others.
absolutely. And that's why it's our responsibility to be resilient in social media as well. A lot of us don't talk about this, but I feel like when we go to social media, we have a different personality altogether. And so there are
Mhm.
three concepts of self. One is ideal self, the other is present self, and the third you can take as a portrayed self, like something that we want to portray out there. And social media is a part of that, right? And
Yes.
a lot of us think that everything is going to be perfect, going to be rosy out there, everything is going to be fine out there. But unfortunately, again, sadly, like, people out there can be mean. You can go viral in one day and you can be brought down in the other day. So that's the
Yes.
harsh reality of social media.
Yes, but you must say that this is the reality of social media. But me personally, I can say that I learned with time, because when you are young, sometimes you don't realize that. But with time, you realize that this is also the case in real life. In real life, you can be elevated for some time. People can have lots of admiration for you, and suddenly, bang, something happens, and bad comments come and denigrate people denigrate you, and sometimes after that you are down and everybody's against you. So I think the reflect of life is on social media.
I think that's true. Again, I would like to bring my point here, that your validation should be self. And if you're going out there to kind of seek validation, it's a really, really, really wrong path.
Yes.
Because not only that will bring you a lot of unhappiness, but you would be misguided for the rest of your life, because likes, algorithms change every moment. So
Yes.
that cannot be like a truer metrics or a true metrics for your life. So, or success for that matter.
Yes. So I think that all that we said until now can be resumed in one thing. So people must find their own way to find their source of happiness and source of satisfaction each day, and try to have it in one day at a time, because people seem to want to have a big success and be loved by everybody, and most of the time this is the contrary that happens.
Right. And getting loved by everybody cannot be controlled. And these things are completely out of our control, right? And yeah, one should kind of just look at things that
Yeah.
can be controlled by yourself. So your posts and your images and your reactions can be controlled only by you.
And personally, what do you think when you are in what I call real life? Because people right now don't go out enough, I think, and they live too much on internet and on their cell phone. But when they go out in real society, in reality, they don't know. I think they don't know how to act anymore. So who how do you personally act when you go out in real society?
So I want to bring out the incident that I recently went through, and I what I'm going through at the moment.
Mhm.
After COVID and after a lot of work from home, etc., I kind of faced social anxiety going back in. And so much so that I have not been able to network properly with people out there. And I try to avoid it. This was like much until recently that I actually realized this about myself, that I may be struggling from social anxiety, and I may be not catering to my own confusions and insecurities while stepping outside. Because COVID has given us a really soft cushion, and after
Yeah.
that we all took our sweet time to get out there. And when the world is out there, things are no longer the same, right? Because
No.
for example, you and me are meeting through Zoom, right? um,
Mhm.
Now the whole dynamic changes when you kind of sit across me, right? Because I no longer can have the same attention span with you. I don't know what I'm going to do. And um, again, stepping out of your comfort is really important. So that's what my recent realization has been, and I've been working on it to kind of cater to that, and look at my own insecurities. And holding conversation in real life takes a lot of skills. So improving on those and making that meaningful is some of my next goals. So definitely, as a society, we should kind of look into that as well.
Yes, but I think when you think about it, having the privilege to have this kind of conversation via Zoom or other network from one part of the world to another is, yes, this is a privilege, and it seems to be easy, but in fact this is not, because we are not using our first language. And me and you, we are using a second language, so we can have difficulties along the way. But I think people forget that in real life, in fact, this is most important experience they had in their life, because except for this period they called the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay. And now after that, people must readapt to the real life, but in fact they have a large experience in real life, because before that period they call pandemic, they only lived in reality. So they
Right.
should come back to that and realize that this, yes, this is normal to have real contacts and conversations with people, not only on Zoom.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, once in a while, going out with your friends for a coffee or meeting someone from your workplace, it's definitely hard for me. It may be easy for someone else, but
Mhm.
um, we have to look at things that can, give us that assurance, like there are people out there for you.
Yes. Maybe we could start some kind of a new activity for people all around the world to have organized rendezvous on Zoom,
Mhm.
because in person they cannot anymore. So we could say, okay, today we meet at 3 p.m. We'll take a coffee on Zoom and we'll have a chat on Zoom. So this way they could act normally, but on screen. Take a coffee, just talk, speak between themselves, and after that say, okay, maybe we should do that in reality.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, some kind of a world coffee on internet to
Yeah.
make to make people good again at talking to others and meeting others, and after that they should have to prepare themselves to real meetings.
Right. I think, yeah. I mean, if you're somebody struggling with this, there are a lot of smaller steps that one can take to reach there. But I can assure you, whoever's listening to this, that like meeting people out there would not only ground you, but also make you aware that there are a lot of things out there that you're missing on, and this is a great way
Yes,
to kind of not only understand people but also yourself.
yes. But in fact, I want to finish on this point. I always say that, and in the past, especially, I thought often about that. When you know something about the relations of people between themselves and the feelings, the inner feelings, all the anxiety problems and all that, you know a lot about that. But the most difficult thing is to apply that to yourself. You can help others, you can give good advices to others, but apply it to yourself is the most difficult thing.
Yes.
It seems like you cannot coach yourself.
Uh, I think you can, but it requires a lot of skills, and
Yeah,
it is important for you to kind of have somebody on board as well, because we can easily be blindsided by us. Self-coaching is out there. A lot of people do that. I also have done that in the past, but you have to be aware that you are a human and you will blindside yourself at some point of time.
yeah,
So let's say if I want to achieve smaller goals or something that's out there, that's easier out there, and you don't have resources, of course with a lot of help and a lot of training you can self coach. But for deeper issues and for traumas and for things that you don't think you can tackle, you should definitely have a professional handle that.
yes. But for you, for example, yourself, have you been able in your life to coach yourself when you were stuck in difficult situations or dealing with a problem that you can feel you cannot fight it and you can have the reflex to hide yourself from this problem?
Yes, I have. And it has taken me a lot of trial and errors, and it has taken me a lot of difficult paths, because when you're doing it on yourself, you cannot blame someone else. Like, it's easy for me to
Yeah,
blame someone and say that, hey, this person messed up, or this person did not promise, and this person did not do what was required. But in my case, I hold myself 100% accountable. And I realize that I have to go through a lot of failures to kind of achieve my goal. And that realization is gold for me, because I no longer blame things on others, and I take full responsibility of how I should navigate my life.
yeah, because this is the only way to do. But the only fact that is difficult, like I said, is sometimes when you want to coach yourself, there are points that you don't want to touch. You don't want to
Yes.
deal with that. So when you are faced with another person, it's easier, it seems to be easier to tell what you really feel. But when you are stuck with yourself, you are afraid of this part. So you will always go around and go around and go on, and the problem will always come back.
True. But self coaching also requires setting boundaries with yourself. So here, as a self coach, you're establishing two different roles. So one is
Hmm.
you as somebody who wants to achieve, like the client, and
Yeah,
you, the wiser self, right? And
yeah,
these two roles have to be different. They cannot be same. So
yeah.
that's when you can assure that you can be honest and loyal, and like be true to your journey of self coaching. But however, when somebody else is involved, you can easily just be yourself. So that's where the two major difference lies here.
Yes. And finally, the only advantage, I think, biggest advantage in coaching yourself is that this is not too expensive. You will be
Yeah.
cool with yourself. You will say, okay, I will do it for free.
Yeah, true. But it requires a lot of discipline as well. It doesn't come easy.
Yeah,
You can easily miss out sections, etc. But when a person is involved, and if you're paying up for it, a lot of seriousness and intensity comes into picture, right? Which
yeah,
can be easily missed when you are self coaching.
yes. Okay, so I thank you, Dr. Tanveer, for this first session, and probably that in the future we'll have a second session. Thank you,
Absolutely.
and yes, and have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you so
Bye.
much. It was lovely talking to
Yes,
you.
thank you.